Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to the Freedom Journey again. We want to talk to you a little bit about the conference that's coming up. Our annual Bible conference. It's going to be held in the Pittsburgh area. It's March 20 to 22. And so Friday evening, we'll meet together at a restaurant and just have a good time of fellowship. Saturday all day, we have speakers and some awesome subjects we'll talk about here in a second. And plenty of time again for fellowship. And then on Sunday morning, we'll have some more speakers and some more time. And then at noon, we'll break and we all go back home, I guess. But anyhow, Clyde, tell me a little bit about some of the subjects that you're going to cover.
Okay. Hey, listen, Steve, I'm excited about this meeting. I'll say that first. And we've had long discussions in the past few years about meetings and the best use of our time. And we've settled on, we want to make sure our listeners understand this. We've sort of settled on a standard of one meeting a year where we all try to get together and those who are available and have a time of fellowship and have a time of teaching. And, in the past, I've gotten a lot of invitations throughout the year, or any particular year, to speak. And but speaking is very time consuming and disruptive, to the work we're doing. And so instead of having a lot of little meetings that not many people, the venue doesn't allow many people to be a part of, we figured let's just do one a year. So this is the meeting of the year where I get to go and share the things that I'm studying and learning and get a chance to fellowship and with each other. And so it's sort of our objective to have one of these a year. And we don't really plan them and organize them as far as instigating them and getting them started. We just rely on the saints to do that from our listeners and co-laborers. And this year, a number of people had spoken since the last meeting about the thoughts of maybe hosting a meeting somewhere. But then finally, Mike Owens stepped up. Mm-hmm. And he said, I want to host a meeting, and I want to host it in Beaver Falls, right outside of Pittsburgh. And we said, that sounds good. So in the future, if anybody wants to host a meeting, and then you've just got to step up and take action, And this is some little background information how this is happening. And by the way, Mike Owens is a dear brother of ours. He has, since the first time we met, he has been an endless source of encouragement and strength. And I certainly love him. Now, he lives in Texas, but he has family in Beaver Falls. And so he would spend the summers there. So it feels sort of like his second home. And he thought maybe that here in Pennsylvania, it's just right outside of Pittsburgh, might be a more convenient place for sort of the base of speakers and people who might be interested rather than hosting it in Texas. Although we might get a Texas one day. But anyway, so that's where we are. And it's just going to be right outside of Pittsburgh. It'll be easy to get to because you can just fly into the Pittsburgh airport if you're coming from a distance. And by the way, I should also say that Mark Vogt is our resident brother in Beaver Falls. And so Mark Vogt, and I'm sure you watch his videos and you read his prolific material in the BSN. He's been working on for a few years now on the Bible students courses, and he lives in Beaver Falls. So we got a point man. We got a host in Mike Owens, but we got a point man in Beaver Falls, and I know he would be, if you're coming into the area, I know he would be thrilled to be able to assist you and help you, and and maybe somebody wants to come in early, and see the sights of Pittsburgh, or stay a little later and enjoy the area. It's a great city in the sense that it's not very huge, even though it has a major league baseball and football compared to most large metropolitan areas. It's easy to navigate. It's easy to get around and do stuff. So anyway, say some of that while I was thinking about it. But anyway, back to your question. I'm going to be, what I'm going to be doing. It's the only thing I'm doing anymore is I'm going to be sharing findings from the Study Bible Project. So thanks for all the many gracious contributors, givers who have given to this project, that you and me, Steve, can be really dedicated to this process of the Study Bible. And Steve has been able to, thanks again to the wonderful sacrificial giving of our brothers and sisters. Steve, you've been able to take over a lot of my responsibilities as well as Andre's responsibilities. And now we're in the thick of it now. I'm busy every day, and then I'm busy recording my study, writing it down, and then I'm working. Andre and I just got started this week, really in earnest, in getting this material edited and converted to, to written form. So anyway, I'm going to be just like I am on our YouTube channel and in BSN articles. I'm going to be talking about findings from the Study Bible Project. And one of the most important findings is the very foundation of what Ephesians is about, and Colossians, and that is about the charis family of words. And so most of my talks are going to be centered around that. Going to be centered around explaining, hopefully clearer and deeper, the beautiful word that often gets translated grace, and by removing all doubt that it has nothing to do with unmerited favor, and it has all to do with the joy of God imparted to our lives. So I'm looking forward to that. As always, my first talk at meetings, I try to set the tone, and we're going to be talking about the importance of our relationship together, and how we respond and interact with each other. We're also going to, if all goes as planned, we'll also be giving a spiritual history of Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh was a powerhouse of operation of God concerning the salvation of all, and I'll be briefly going over that. We're going to have a roundtable discussion, a panel discussion with our speakers, and open up to everyone there, looking at the undoing of Adam. And then we're going to also have some question and answer session, where we'll also be able to go over questions that are brought up at the meeting. So, those are the exciting things that I'm greatly looking forward to, other than seeing everyone. See everybody and give them a big hug, and just that connection again.
Yeah, and we have some other speakers too that we're excited about. Mark, as you talked about, Mark Vogt is going to be. I'm really looking forward to this. He has one session called "The Glory of God Through a Telescope," and then the other one is "The Glory of God Through a Microscope."
Yes,
and I know all that stuff intrigues Mark a lot.
It really does. He has that. he has that bent toward a scientific approach. I think a lot of that comes from his his interest in flight and being a pilot. And anyway, he's already divulged a little of that stuff to me, and it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, and of course Stephen Hill, he just released a book called Scriptures Hidden Hyperlinks: How the Bible Clicks, and so he's going to talk about that a little bit. He's also going to talk about rest. It's not what you think. So I'm looking forward to that. Of course, Andre's going to, and I think this one's going to be good. Our unique calling, unlike any other. That'll be an encouraged one. Then he has one about aliens. So I'm not sure what that is, but I'm looking forward to that. Mike, our host, is going to be sharing about the rich man and Lazarus, and talk about some of the misconceptions of what religion teaches about that. So we have plenty of time.
Oh, yeah. And I'm looking forward to all that. Working our way backwards from, you talked about Mike, just mentioned him, but he has a great heart for the salvation of all and the sovereignty of God, and clearing up the abuse that's to God, the maligning of his character, and correcting pastors. That rich man Lazarus will be a wonderful talk. And of course, Andre, recently in a video call that we had, and we put a little excerpt up on YouTube already, Andy just all spontaneously got to talking about our unique calling. And I think we might have assigned him that topic. It was so good, And then the other thing, that he wants to talk about is aliens, and how he believes in aliens. Of course, talking about supernatural beings. We're talking about the celestial being, right. And what a great impact they have on humanity. So that'll be a great talk. That sort of is a continuation and a tail off of Stephen Hill's previous discussions on the the celestial realm. And then of course Stephen Hill, my son-in-law, he's he never disappoints. He's always wonderful teaching. And this new book of his, I can't recommend it any more highly. These scripture hyperlinks and how the Bible clicks. And it's just a very clear and precise way to show how the scripture is written and how it's to be read. And I highly recommend you get the book. And also, we're looking forward to him teaching that, as well as he's been reaching rest in the scriptures, and has some insightful things to share with us on rest that, again, I know will not disappoint.
Yeah, and of course, we have a lot of fellowship breaks. We have a 2-hour lunch and fellowship time on Saturday, and we'll be going over to an adjacent restaurant there. I hear it's a great Italian restaurant. I'm looking at that. And then our dinners Friday night, Saturday night. I'm not sure where they're at yet, but we'll have that announced before the time gets here.
Well, there's built into the schedule of the weekend lots of fellowship time.
Yeah.
And
that was very important to Mike, and so we want to honor that by providing all of that.
And it is for us as well. And if you're staying at the hotel, they provide breakfast, and it's a wide window. I think it's 7 till 9 till we start. So if you're looking for fellowship, you can go up at the beginning of breakfast and just hang out and keep meeting the different folks that flow through. So there's Friday night, Saturday morning, Sunday morning, Sunday 2 lunches. Saturday and Sunday 2 lunches, and then the evening, and then we put in these little breaks, sort of a chance between a few clusters of speakers. It gives you a chance to one of the things to stretch your leg and go to the bathroom, but we've made it big enough that you can grab a conversation.
Yeah. Well, and each of these sessions are 30 minutes.
Yes.
So they're meant to be, that puts pressure on the speakers to get to the point, be succinct, to be, and so it keeps it moving. Nobody gets bored. And we started that the last time, and that really,
that really beautiful. Yeah.
And
quick
we have
and to the point. Yeah. That works like you said. It doesn't get tiring and boring. Quick and to the point, and then you're off on to another subject.
Yeah. And of course, all of these will be recorded on video, put up on YouTube, so you don't have to take notes. You can just absorb it, and then go back and watch it later as we release them. So so go ahead.
Yeah, and it's important for those who may be thinking about coming to the meeting and have never been to a meeting. You need to know that you can come with your guard down. You can come relaxed. This is just going to be a time. I love how Darson called it last year. Just get a chance to love each other. And listen. And you don't have to agree with all speakers. Maybe you follow us on YouTube or something, and you read the BSNs and everything, and you're saying, well, you know what? I'm not sure I go along with everything. Well, we don't all go along with everything.
Sometimes we don't even agree with ourselves.
Exactly, right. So what you need to understand is this is a place of freedom. This is a place of liberty. And you don't have to, and what we're focusing on what we have in common. And so this is not a meeting about debates and arguments and strife and contention. And in fact, if that's what's in your heart, that, maybe just we encourage you to stay home, But this is a place where we just love and embrace diversity in the bond of unity. And what a wonderful thing that is.
Yeah. So we got about 20 seats left?
We have 20 seats left. Our listeners need to understand this. If you've been assuming that you're coming or thinking about it, just didn't get around to reserving your seat yet, because this meeting room has a certain amount of seats. So right on the wall by the fire marshal, right? And we have 20 of those left. So you need to get on that. And you need to do two things. If you're going to stay at the hotel, you need to call and make a reservation. And if you mention, that it's the Bible conference, then you get a rate. But you also need to contact Steve, and you need to reserve a seat, because we won't know that you signed. First of all, we won't know if you reserved a place at the hotel, and if you choose to stay somewhere else at another hotel or an Airbnb or with some family, we won't know. So we definitely need you to make accommodations for yourself, and we need you to let Steve know that you're coming. And tied to that is if you do sign up and then you figure out that you can't come, also call Steve back and make sure he knows, so that another seat or two or three or whatever is available again, so that we can accommodate as many people as possible. And if you're flying in, make sure, like if you need a ride, I believe Mark told me he'd want to pick people up and so forth. Anyway, so if you'll communicate any needs you have to Steve when you're making your reservation, to give him your name and your phone number and an email address, and go over a little bit, of ways that we might be able to help you in this process. Now, also, maybe I'll say, I know that for myself and Andre, and our goal is to be there early on Friday. So if anybody's coming in and you're there, maybe you come in a few days early, or whatever, and you want to look us up. I'll have the store phone with me, and you can reach out by text or calling, and maybe we can get together and fellowship even in the afternoon. Plus, we'll be setting up on Friday, and we'll be in the conference room anyway.
And all the contact information will be in the description there below. Yes. So I'll have my email, my phone number, and the phone number for the hotel and all that information. So
yes,
we look forward to seeing you.
Yeah.
And, it seems like every conference gets better. So this one should be a real singer. Yeah.
And we're also we're also going to have we've got a slotted space in the schedule for some testimonies.
Yeah.
So if you're coming to the meeting, be thinking about not only questions that you may want to ask, because we'll get your questions written down for the Q&A session, but maybe if you want to share a little bit of your journey. Now, I think we're thinking about 5-minute slots share, and not your life story, but just really about the truths that are impacting you. And you could be thinking about that and letting Steve know if maybe you'd like one of those 5-minute slots. And then that's just something else for the rest of us to look forward to. We got great speakers. We'll have great testimonies. We'll have great questions and answers, and more than anything, great fellowship.
Right.
No hostility, no division, no strife, no arguing and fighting, but just embracing each other, honoring each other in the walk that Father has us all in.
Right. Because it's Father's walk, and who are we to argue with that? Yeah. So, all right. We look forward to seeing you all. And if you have any questions, give me a call. See you soon.